So I was a CNA and a activities person in a nursing home with a memory care unit, which is essentially a lockdown unit. Usually cognitive challenges of some kind, with finding an activity that would help keep people, 40 or so people, from standing up and falling over or getting hurt in any way. It helps keep them busy. So it's kind of hard sometimes to engage people that have Alzheimer's and dementia. I was gifted a CD with Hung music from Bright Hawk.
Handpan had this vibe that was calming and sweet and made people just relax. And I found that when I was playing for my sister in the hospital, that nurses and doctors tended to want to hang out more in their room, and that everybody had this feeling that it helped them get through these tough moments. So when we created the album, part of our intention was supporting people's healing journeys, whether it was hospice or getting through chemotherapy or whatever it was. And that part of what we would dedicate ourselves to was making sure that this music got into the hands of as many healers as possible. So when I met Hollis, it was very obvious to me that here's a person who's a healer, and if I give them the CD, beautiful things could happen.
I was inspired to use this music with the residents at the nursing home, and so I just put it on just to see what would happen. Residents started to become relaxed, and they were also more interested in engaging with me. So then, once I was able to help dissipate the stress and anxiety, I was also able to help them move. Is what you learn. Exercise helps them, become more calm, like most of us. Started dancing with them because dance is exercise, and the next thing you know, I was able to dance with one person after another person. I love my elders. Them are my grandma, my grandpas, and I feel like working with the elders is like just a bucket of wisdom, and I love them, so I'm always willing to hug them and embrace them and just find ways to have a good time. I started using Bright Hawk's music all the time, and the nurses around me started noticing, and I got recognized by the nursing home for providing one of the best activities that they've ever seen. So I called it Let's Dance because when I was doing this program on the Alzheimer's unit, there was a wanderer, and she would walk up and down the hallway and move things around, and in the morning would do this program and then do it again. And sometimes I would work 16-hour days, I was working a lot. And so I would work once in the morning, I would do the program in between breakfast and lunch, and then do it again between lunch and dinner. So I had gone and done this program, and of course she participated. She came up and took my hands and danced around with me, and then and we had a great time. And the later on in the day, I went to my meal. Now she doesn't remember what happened 2 minutes ago, numerous hours later. And as I got off the elevator, she came up to me and she put her hands out and she said, "Let's dance," like that. And that was the moment that I knew that, first of all, had to be the name of it. And second of all, that was what made it so special. She remembered that part, "Let's dance," and she knew to reach for me, but she also remembered the way it made her feel. And that's really what's important to me, is helping them feel loved and appreciated, and to have great joy and memory of dancing and things like that. They're sweethearts either way. Well, today it's become this program that's like the best program for activities people available, because I used to do their job. So I know what I always wished my entertainers would do.
Bringing the love, honoring our elders, sharing love and light in whatever way any of us do is a blessing. And I think that's what we're all here for, is to lift each other up.
Each person needs special care, especially in a memory care unit. They love that. And so I engage each and every one of them in a special way. And we dance together. So I've had special training with Tipa Snow. I've been to her conferences and such. And she teaches special techniques that you can do that help residents become more open to whatever you might be suggesting, because it helps them feel empowered rather than you taking control, because a lot of them feel like they've lost control because they can't remember what happened. So we've been traveling more and more and more. Everywhere we go, all the communities react the same way. Like, it's some sort of special magic that happens in that hour time that Bright Hawk's playing that instrument and I'm doing movement with them. There's something about the dance, the love, the hug, and the general validation of their existence in my circle. It helps them light up. Sometimes the staff is also inspired to dance with their residents, and I want them to, and even family members, even if it's just for 2 minutes. They've had 2 minutes of joy they wouldn't have had before. And I think CNAs, especially, we have a lot of interaction with our residents on a daily basis. We don't always get to have fun with them. And I think it builds the bond between the staff and the resident, because then they can also have a good time. And just having a good time with someone you take care of, 8 to 16 hours a day is a beautiful blessing.
You've got the ability and the opportunity, then it's absolutely your responsibility to share your gifts and bring the love, and bring the light, and bring joy into places that are desperate for it. And so everything about the business proposal Hollis created for us was so easy to say yes to, because it appealed to all my values and wanting to be of service, wanting to bring joy and love and light into our senior homes and residents of places that could really use more love. And no sooner did we get started with nursing homes, assisted living, Alzheimer's in particular, we started there. We were able to realize we had something for people in rehabilitation centers and long-term care and veterans homes, and everywhere we went the response was just tremendous. And I've seen Hollis reach in and get people who are completely gone, just gone, and come back and kind of wake up and look around and smile and start interacting and having a beautiful experience, and the room is transformed every time.
And we even try to make it available to low income and high income places, because low incomes can't always pay. Their budgets are limited. The activities person doesn't have a choice really. And so we just ask that people pay as much as they can.
I've pretty much poured my life savings into Let's Dance. I've pretty much committed to the fact that being able to do this kind of work is the most meaningful work I can do. And if we have just a little bit more support, we can go into all of the different kinds of communities, low income, places that can afford us and places that can't afford us. And everybody deserves to have more music and love and light in their world. And that's what we're here to do.